Okay, request for Andrea Puharich, who is a friend of Yuri Geller, who is a friend of mine too. Okay, we did meet up in somewhere in the early '80s. Just remembering, there's a lot of people coming and going back then. Andrea Puharich, very interesting, distinguished man, appeared after he left a message with Stan, I believe. There was a defense contractor, Canadian government folks at that time visiting, Roland Brito, plus many others. Good heavens. Yeah, it was a busy year. So Andrew Paharich was one who would see how the machinery worked, and I showed him. I don't know what results there were. I don't recall anything. But he was quite excited about it, as well as a defense contractor. I was very happy. He gave me $100 in cash. This is fantastic, because he had a device that was kind of an anti-grav device. It was C-shaped, held suspended, a pyramid, small thing, very small. Let's see, Brian Bordale, Thomas Lee Richardson. Who else was Norman Hathaway? George Hathaway's dad visited and saw a swinging telephone pole or something. I think. It's just a lot of people, TV people, Alan Edwards, Tony Parsons, and others. Grant Frederick, so CKView TV, CBC Television, a movie crew. A lot of people coming and going. But Andrea was very nice, and he was also friends with a friend of mine, Dr. Elizabeth Ann Rauscher, who I visited on many occasions in Reno, as she was a teacher. We went to the sub basements where they had Star Wars gear, laser projector, laser cannons, ion cannons, and all that in the basement. What year was that? Holy moly, that had to have been very early 90s, I think. Yeah. And then we worked our way over to meet up with, no, 94, because Kirk Thatcher. We met Kirk Thatcher and had dinner, and lunch and dinner, and talked. And I stayed at his home for a couple of weeks. He was co-producer of Star Trek #4. I love Kirk. He's a real neat guy. He had 3 beautiful parrots that he'd bring out to eat with us. But back to Andrea. Many years passed, and I learned that, let's see, this would be about 95, 94, that Dr. Rauscher needed help, along with Andrea Puharich, as well as William Van Weiss, who is Dr. Rauscher's husband at the time, because J.R. Reynolds III passed away, who invited them all out there to forever, basically. But he passed away, and the new owners of the property were upset and wanted them all out, Dr. Rauscher and everybody out. And I was getting alert messages and emails. No, it wasn't emails, sorry, it was faxes. Because I had a fax machine, and letters came in, as well as, then I contacted William Tiller, Stanford Research Institute, who wrote me back because Gene Manning and I were setting up a defense fund to help get Dr. Rauscher back to Arizona. And that's when I learned of Andrew Paharich died in Dr. Rauscher's arms, from what I hear. That is some of the stuff's going on there. Let's see what else. Very tragic event. Over the years, 2007, I met up with Dr. Rauscher in Arizona, with Gordon Novell. I was married at the time to Helena, but that was short-lived because she's trying to change me into somebody I wasn't, and I left that. But Dr. Rauscher kept in communication by letters and faxes. And then she came up stayed with us in Gold Beach, California. Got married to Nancy. Dr. Rocher then showed up 2016. I have a video of her. I took pictures and video and all that cool stuff. I would wheel her out. She had a wheelchair at the time, and I'd wheel her out to look at the sunset as well as the ocean. So we spent a lot of time together. She went through all my papers and things and had fun doing that. Very nice lady, very brilliant. She left. A Hobbit friend of mine, Andrew Murray, then decided to stay with her in her last days. Helped her with whatever she needed help with. So, yeah, I mean, God, a lot of things have happened. With many different people, like Ken Shoulders and Gordon Novell and Henry Dakin. But, yeah, that's basically the only time I met Andrea was in mid or early 80s, along with others. Very distinguished gentleman. He has a video. I have a video I uploaded onto Vimeo. I put a link in there so you can see what he was talking about. He's going at that time coming up to Canada. To 1458, that's another place. 3744 East Hastings was the lab location. That's where McDonnell Douglas showed up, as well as many others. Jack Hout. Canadian government. Dr. Lauren Kuhn, Dr. Wilson of DREP, Defense Region Establishment Pacifica. Dr. Lauren Kuhn, on orders of Deputy Prime Minister Eric Nielsen. Along with Dr. Loken, Dr. Colonel Tim Deere, Larson, descended and filmed a lab. And all those videos, I have no idea where they are, but luckily somebody took photographs of us all. George Hathaway was there. So that was an interesting time. That's when I put it on, suggested I get it in the news, so it's broadcast on with Alan Edwards of BCTV, Grant Fredericks of CKVU Television, CBC, I forgot the guy's name. Like I said, a lot of things happen. Well, that's answering some of the questions in regards to Andrie Puharich, who was fascinated by things disappearing, and things disappearing meaning in shipyards things do vanish. Not five-finger discount, but due to high current energy. I was told that by engineers, retired engineers, Johnny Cedar, and others over many years. The odd things that happen in shipyards with all heavy welding and work going on. So anyway, that was quite interesting that it happened to me as well as they reappeared. Let's see, 83, I was with John Alexander. We're doing demonstrations. Los Alamos was there. Rob was at Bob Freeberg. And a group of scientists filmed all over the place. And it's too bad that they probably said they routinely destroy videos, as if you speed them up, you can see all these weird effects happening. Things moving around. Things that move slowly move around noticeably when you got things speeded up on a video. Which I'll be doing with the McDonnell Douglas video, as I call it, because Jack Haug was working at McDonnell Douglas, and let's see, that would be 85, 84. The years later, I met up with him again in Huntington Beach, California, with Ian Gazda, my lady at the time. We went out for dinner and we talked about the good old days. That was 89, I think, because we did a trip from Munich to Los Angeles, and then we met up with a lot of people in Los Angeles. Karen Black, who else was there? I'm trying to remember when I first met Kirk R. Thatcher. I think it was '94. Yeah, it was '94 Denver conference, and then I stayed at his home for 2 weeks. It was this amazing parrots, three of them. Valentino, Cosmos, I forget the other one's name, but they're amazing birds, and Kirk would bring them out in the evening when they're having dinner, and the birds would hang out with us while we're eating. About 2 weeks, and some time passed, and we went. Some years passed, and I think it was '99 or something, or '98. We went out for lunch because we were hanging out with Steven Seagal, the actor guy. Steven Seagal's an interesting dude. He knew me through a TLC TV show. I didn't know him. I never watched any of his movies, but oh well, I didn't say that to him. It was Tashi Powers was there. Tashi Grady Powers of the Vancouver Sun, who was doing something else. Chris Abdullah, a friend of mine, friend of Steven Seagal's, Ian, myself, Thomas Messer from Germany. I'm wandering all over the place, aren't I? I have a tendency to wander. Free association. Oh, I gotta stretch. I'm working on stuff today. I'm not an inventor. I'm not a scientist. I don't know anything. Just, I like old stuff like this, you know. I like restoring it, rebuilding it, even making it. Applicable to electronics, applicable to machine tools, applicable to Navy stuff. I love Navy stuff. If I had a wish, it would probably be I own a Iowa class 1940s warship. Why? I don't know. I just think the engineering in them is fantastic. Yeah, and old machine tools. Probably vintage, massive machine shop. Although you can have those on Navy ships. I love artillery guns and stuff as well. Yeah, I have owned all kinds of firearms. In Canada, you had an FAC, Federal Firearms Acquisition Certificate. I had many of those, so I could own anything I wanted. I had a lot of 50 Brownings, heavy barrel type, and aircraft 50 M3s. I had Breda machine guns. I had a ZB-37. I personally don't care if they're deactivated or not. I mean, I don't do that much shooting. If I was to shoot, I like something dramatic, like a 50 Browning or a cannon or artillery. Well, that's just who I am. Loony, loopy and loony. I always John is loopy and loony. So, yeah. Yeah, you wanted to know about Andrie puharich, so I don't know if Bill Tiller's still alive. I don't know. But there was a whole group of people basically connected to U.S. Psychotronics Association and the Noetic Science Center at 3220 Sacramento Street, California, San Francisco. That's where Henry Dakin had his office, as well as the Noetic Institute. There were a lot of people there that coming and going, got to meet some of them. And then Yin was always into this. Her great-granddad was Antoine Gazda, a famous inventor that invented the Oerlikon cannon aircraft and many other things. So, and Yin had a film company in Los Angeles, Maximilian Motion Pictures, made all kinds of award-winning productions. And she was my lady at the time from '86 to up to 1999 until she went off to live in India. returned back to Vienna, and then I'm still in communication with her in Vienna. That was an amazing lady. I got married to Nancy Lazarian, a very brilliant lady, and she's done many things. Brave soul. Beautiful person. Anyway, yeah, I was married to Helena. And Helena was trying to change me into something I wasn't, so I just left Scottsdale and returned to Vancouver and opened the door to the main door to the airport, breathing the ocean air. Thinking to myself, what the hell was that all about? Anyway, that goes on and on. I go on and on. I go on and on and on and on. Andrea, yeah, he's cool, man. So is Uri Geller. Didn't meet him in person, only by letters. I have a box of hundreds of letters from people that I met over the years. My God, I meet too many of them. Film crews, holy Macintosh. Nancy O'Donnelly, Robert Kvyat. It was good money. I was paid up to $1,000 per day. People would buy footage from www.griffinfilmproductions.com or griffinproductions.com. I don't know if Peter sold any footage in the last several years. Last footage money I got was from when he sold footage to Jesse Ventura for Death Ratio. It was fun working with Jesse. He's a character. And Renee Barnett. Bruce Burgess is another character fun working with him. I did the Ark of the Covenant Revealed, the 1-hour documentary special. That was a lot of fun doing that one. One of the great ones I did. I liked Beyond Invention with Peter von Puttkammer and Science Frontiers. Even met Fox Mulder's boss. I was in Los Angeles. Fox's, what the heck was it called there? Strange Science or something like that. I met number one. Didn't actually meet him. He sent a film crew for the Ghost Best Evidence Caught on Tape. If you look that up and try and find the original, it's got his voice. The new version has a lady's voice in it. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, French TV showed up, Japanese TV showed up. I got so much stuff in videos and TV shows. It'd be interesting to upload it all. Someday somebody will. I just don't have the time. I don't have the patience. Nancy's too busy. Once in a while we upload something. I like to upload the McDonnell Douglas and stuff. Speed up the tape because it shows all kinds of cool stuff. And other tapes I have should be sped up as well. Some of these motions are very slow. I noticed that in one segment of a hunk of steel just turning at the gush, gooey stuff. I didn't recognize it. I forgot all about that one. It was Andrew Murray, who's a friend of Dr. Roger, was look at some of the videos. And I noticed it and forgot about it. What the heck is that all, looking and, vaguely recall it. But anyway, I'm rambling on like I usually do. All right. I'll be silly now. Hi, my name is John. How do you like me so far? Cutie patootie. During my shift, Captain. Can we move move this while it's falling over? Oh, I don't know. Got steel blocks behind a good old iPad. Always so hard to film with these things. Let's move this steel block this way. This one on an angle. Maybe it'll hold, I don't know. I show off my little dress. Posture. Turn around for the girls. Posing. I'm a posing Ponzi. Modeling school, huh?
I'm going to modeling school.
Oh, I put these here. The big slut, Carla me. These are the boots. I got to buy these from eBay cheap. And they are the most difficult things to wear. I do have a pair of cavalry boots, which is, I think it's 1/8 inch leather or more. They are awesome. I rarely wear them, but they'd be good snake boots. Well, jelly in the belly.
I got jelly in the belly.
Yeah, I gotta lose that too. Serving my ship, Captain. Okay, how many minutes of them? We got 22 minutes. Holy mackerel! I did leave the first video because I made it. It was just, this one's nuttier, I think. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. 22 minutes. I notice a lot of people do live videos. I have no idea how to do it. It'd be kind of fun to do one someday. Jelly in the belly. Okay. Guys, take care. Don't take any wooden nickels.